Chairman of the SCJ Holdings and Chairman of the Bernard Lodge Masterplan Enterprise team, Joseph Shukair, is maintaining that the farmers are getting a good deal. The farmers have mounted a fierce campaign in the public space, complaining about the manner in which they are being evicted from the property and the proposed site of their relocation. They have also threatened legal action if the issues are not resolved. But Mr. Shukair contends that the internal changes affected the company's communication with the farmers, but it is now making several concessions to give them a smooth exit.
Yes, there was insufficient notice, and I don't mean formal notice. I mean not only formal notice, but discussion, reasoning with the farmers. It should have been done earlier in the day. I agree and I accept that wholeheartedly. I am now bending over backwards. STJ is bending over backwards to work with the farmers to make their relocation to be as smooth and painless as possible. You need to appreciate that STJ had been without a CEO for some time. So there was a hiatus when it had no real leadership. And I think the staff were a little apprehensive about serving notices and causing confusion. But I think we have taken steps to remedy those errors. But I acknowledge that there was insufficient dialogue with the farmers from the get-go.
He was speaking on Wednesday during RJR's radio program Beyond the Headlines. Meanwhile, Mr. Shukair has shared more information on the legal basis for the action taken in recovering the property from the farmers.
You know that the state has a right to acquire land compulsorily for any public purpose. But that is not what we have done. What we have done is sending notices to farmers, to occupants who are in breach of their lease agreements. A majority of the farmers have not been paying rent and have not been carrying out their obligations under the lease. So the majority of notices have been and are being sent out on the ground of breach of the lease agreement. There are some leases which provide for early termination. Where there have been no breaches, we have relied on that provision. But in every single case, farmers will be given an opportunity to reap their crops. They will be compensated for what they have on the land, and they will be offered a relocation site.
He is also refuting claims that SCJ blocked the farmers from entering the property.
That particular block of land, which he makes mention, has been sold to Cost Club Limited, which is the holding company of Megamart. Megamart has been given possession of the land. Megamart found, after taking possession, that massive sand mining is taking place. Massive illegal sand mining, along with the dumping of large amounts of garbage on their land. What Cost Club has done is to engage a security firm to secure the land, primarily from the sand miners and the garbage dumpers. There is no farmer on that block of land that does not have a route to get to their land. It is not the route perhaps that they used before, but there is one entrance going into the land and one entrance coming out of the land available to all.
And Mr. Shukair outlined the next step in the process to resolve the standoff between the parties.
The process from here is farmers have the time, and we are meeting with them on a one-on-one basis now to say, pay me for what I have, or give me time to reap it, and in either event, we will agree. This week, first batch of farmers will receive independent, each person will receive a letter, which will have attached to it a copy of the valuation of their holding done by RADA and indicating the amount of compensation that will be payable.
Janae Williams, Frontline News.